Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Luring Lamb, and today I'm doing the kind of end of year wrap up. I'm really looking at my year in books on Goodreads, which is like something you can look up if you have an account, obviously. And it kind of goes over kind of some statistics from this year's reading, and it's kind of my last video kind of wrapping up 2017 reading, and the last part of this video will be my bookish goals. So we're going to jump right into it. So first off, obviously I'm looking down at my phone to look at this. I read 18,241 pages across 56 books this past year. I actually read 58 books. I'm counting my friend Ray's scripts as 2 of the books I read because I finished 2 of those. So I did read 58. I just couldn't obviously count them on Goodreads because they're not on Goodreads. The shortest book I read this year was 92 pages, and it was 24 Hours in the Life of a Woman by Stefan Zweig, which I read for the Booktubeathon this past year. And the longest book I read was 1,070 pages, and it was Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon, the 4th book in the Outlander series, which I believe I read in May or June. My most popular book, or the average length of a book I read, was 326 pages. The most popular book I read was The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. So by popular it means has the most reviews on Goodreads, so that was The Handmaid's Tale. My least popular book was Come Find Me, Sage Parker by Eliza Lotta, which has 48 reviews, because that is my co-worker's self-published book, so that actually makes sense, like in terms of where it is on the scale. My average rating for that, obviously, it does not diminish the book, it just means like, because it is independently published. Just thought I'd clarify that. My average rating doesn't really count because I only rate some books, like, and it's usually my 5-star books, so I don't really rate anything else, so it's, I'm not even going to count that. The highest rated book I read on Goodreads, so the one that got the most star ratings, was Maid Sama Volume 5, which is manga, obviously. And then, yeah, basically then it just goes over the books I read. I'm looking down the list, and there's so many good books and standouts, so I'm just going to go kind of through the books I read and just list them off. If you've watched my wrap-ups, you know these books. So the first book I read this year was I Didn't Come Here to Make Friends by Courtney Robertson, which seems like I read that such a long time ago. The Book of You by Claire Kendall, The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells, The Story of My Teeth by Valeria Lucielli, The Lost World by Michael Crichton, First Light by Bill Rancic, Hungry Heart by Jennifer Weiner, Break Time by Aidan Chambers, My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella, Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty, The Best of Adam Sharp by Graham Seamsian, Neuromancer by William Gibson, The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton, Disclosure by Michael Crichton, Jeremy Poldark by Winston Graham, Good in Bed by Jennifer Weiner, Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, The Guinevere's by Sarah Dommett, Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Identicals by Ellen Hildebrand, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, You Had Me at Hello by Mahari McFarlane, Heatwave by Richard Castle, The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick, Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling, Hausfrau by Jill Alexander Essbaum, P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, Austenland by Shannon Hale, 24 Hours in the Life of a Woman by Stefan Zweig, The Wedding Girl by Madeline Wickham, and Cocktails for 3 by Madeline Wickham. I read volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Maid Sama, Homegoing by Jag Gayasi, Madonna in a Fur Coat by Sabahattin Ali, Whirligin by Winston Graham, A Reread Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella, The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides, Maid Sama Volume 5, Two Truths and a Lie, Hide and Seek, Cross My Heart and Hope to Die, and 7 Minutes in Heaven, all by Sarah Shepard, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, Without Merit by Colleen Hoover, Second Sister by Claire Kendall, 6 Stories by Matt Wesolowski, Follow Me by Sarah Shepard, Come Find Me, Sage Parker by Eliza Lotta, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, Irma Voff by Miriam Tews, and Winter Solstice by Ellen Hildebrand. So I had quite a good reading goal. I didn't make my Goodreads goal, which was 60 books, and I made it 60 books so I wanted to read more graphic novels and smaller books, which I did read more than past years, but didn't fill up the 10, because I wanted to read 50 fiction, then 10 of those. So I wanted to do that again this year, but this year is going to be a different year. Last year was finishing off school and then my gap year, but this year going back into school, also having a job outside my job. I was working for my parents, so it's going to be more hectic. I decided that just to make my goal for this year 50 books, so this is moving more into my 2018 goals portion of the video. And I think 50 books is a good goal, and I really want to try to beat that by the halfway point of this year, which I don't really think is possible, but you know, it's good to try. And if I beat that earlier on the year, it's probably better because it'll put less pressure on the last half of the year. Not that I super pressure myself, but I do feel a little bit of pressure from it. And it's not bad pressure, it's only good pressure. The other thing I want to do this year is to read some smaller books. I want to read more, I want to incorporate more smaller books because I am reading more general fiction now than YA, and general fiction books tend to be longer. And I want to have those short reads in there that are impactful and I really like, and I want to read different formats. I want to read more poetry, more screenplays, more children's books, like not too many. The children's books are the ones that's a little iffy. Like I have a series I want to read and collect slowly, but those are a bit more iffy because they are expensive and they take me like 5 seconds to go through. So, you know, that one's more like going back through a lot of my older childhood books, like that kind of thing. And my other reading goal is to read what I want to read. So this basically means that I'm going to read books that, like, I don't want to be as pressured as I have been in the past to read the most popular books that are going around BookTube. I want to read the books that I find on my own, or that other, like, channels are talking about, that they're not, like, so widespread. There's nothing wrong with those widespread books, but sometimes I feel the pressure to join in, and I want to be a more respectful reader to myself and read books that, yes, they can be popular and I really want to read them, but I don't want to feel bad for not reading a series that everybody else is reading just because everybody else is reading it, because it might not be a good fit for me. And I need to be fine sometimes being on the fringes, which I feel like my channel is a lot of the time I am on the fringes, especially for the books I end up adoring, which I'm completely fine with that, but I want to do that more. I want to kind of break out of my comfort zone a little bit and go take more risks with my books. That's kind of what I'm going to go for. I want books that are going to impact me this year. I don't want to read just, like, I want to read fluffy books because those ones I really like, but I really want some more impactful reads, and I'm really just looking for that. Like, I don't have too many lofty goals this year because I feel like this is definitely a year where it's, a lot's going to be changing in my life, hopefully, the second part of this year. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself in terms of reading this year, but I'm just really looking forward to this year of reading. So far, it's been really good so far. Like, by the time this video is posted, this video is going to be posted on the day I filmed it, like today. But so far, I've read 7 books out of my 50 book goal, and I expect to at least have read 9 books by the end of this month, which is amazing. Some of them were shorter books, but, you know, still counts. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know some of your goals, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.